First Alert Weather with meteorologist Rachel Coulter.
As we look ahead to the end of the week and the weekend, we're going to be seeing those temperatures go right back above average. It's going to be humid again, and we're going to be dealing with a daily chance for those scattered showers and storms. Pretty typical this time of year and could help to cool us off wherever we do end up seeing some of those storms, at least temporarily. Those storm chances go down next week as this ridge of high pressure really builds strong overhead, and ultimately that's going to bring us some big time heat. And we were talking about temperatures pretty close to the 100-degree mark. That's without even factoring in the humidity, which is just going to make it feel even hotter out there. In fact, if you look at your screen here, here's your forecast high temperatures. Starting tomorrow, we're in the low 90s, but the mid 90s expected Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Tuesday, we start to inch up into those mid to upper 90s, and then by the time that we're Thursday, we're forecasting a high temperature of 99 degrees. So starting off the month of July with near 100-degree temperatures, and of course, it'll feel even hotter than that. And that trend could carry on over into your Independence Day weekend, something that we'll be watching closely, maybe wondering how often do we actually see 100-degree days here in the Charlotte region in a given year? And it's on average 1 day a year. Last year, we ended up with 4, which actually broke quite the streak. We talked about it on Hey Rachel yesterday during On Your Side Tonight, but not in the forecast yet, but gosh, it will feel like it. Temperatures right now sitting in those mid to upper 80s in most locations. We still have the dew points that are starting to lift, but they're still comfortable at this time. The mid 80s expected through about 7 o'clock until we get into the low 80s by 9 o'clock tonight, and heading out the door tomorrow morning in the low 70s for most locations for most of the morning, although I do think that we'll briefly dip into the upper 60s at times, mid 70s by 8 o'clock in the morning. And then here we go. Temperatures low to mid 90s here, wrapping up the week, heading on into the weekend with that daily chance for some scattered showers and storms, which I'll time out for you in that hour-by-hour futurecast here in just a few minutes. Looking at that 7-day forecast, I'll step out of the way here. If you have any outdoor plans this weekend, keep that First Alert Weather app handy. And just know next week we've got upper 90s in the forecast.